All right, here we go. 10.5 live. We haven't gotten 10.6 yet. Hopefully coming this weekend. Leaving work. You can see it wants to go through there. I'm actually going to drive manual for a minute just to get it to reroute the new way I want to go. Ooh, they opened the road. That road wasn't open before. Alright, here we go. Should be rerouting. Rerouting any second. Might have to actually get on the road. Yeah, I'm gonna have to go this way to reroute. Okay, so we'll drive manually, let this truck go here. Alright, I got two cars coming. I'll let him go too, just because I don't want to deal with people behind me. I'll let this guy go. Okay, here we go. This should take us the back way home through town. So we're going to throw on FSD beta here in a second once that thing recalculates. Hopefully we'll be able to add stops on 10.6 so I won't have to do that. You can see now the blue wheel is on. The car is in charge. Well, the car is driving. I'm always in charge and keeping a vigilant eye on the surroundings and what it's doing. Hands on the wheel so that we make sure that the car doesn't act a fool, because the car still does act a fool once in a blue. But we are moving and it is driving, and you can see I'm not doing anything yet. And we are on our way home. This is through town. This would be the way I take if there's a lot of traffic. But I particularly have been taking a couple of these roads just because I think that mapping for Tesla through the area here at the train station is a good idea. Oh, 4 o'clock. Oh, shoot. Elmwood. Closed Saturday, 4 to 9. All right, well, I hope that we are out of the woods on that one, because it is 3:50. But you know what that means. There's going to be a lot of stuff going on right here because, yeah, they're probably having parades or something. A bunch of people on the side of the road, so we're going to be extra vigilant. I'm going to actually slow down a little too, just to be extra vigilant. Roll my scroll wheel, slows down the car. You see a guy walking in the road here. It doesn't react because he's on the other side. Some people here setting up. They got a band setting up. They're getting ready for Christmas here. There must be a Christmas parade or something going on. You see here a couple cars on the side of the road. So far, in my experiences, handled the cars on the side of the road. This sign is sticking out further than normal. It's dodging that, so it did good there. Pick up the pace a little. I think we're past the area where things are happening. Here's the Hawthorne train station, which again is the area that I think would be crucial to map out. Ooh, a police Humvee. First intersection here, making a left. You see it's stopping way back, but the stop sign is right there. So I guess that's proper. It is gonna go. Nobody's coming. I'm gonna give it a little gas because it is hesitating. We are good. We are back on the road. It made that whole thing itself. I gave it a little accelerator push. I always call it the gas pedal, which, you know, old habits die. Here, phantom braking. Does this every time. Don't know why. I'm gonna give it another little push of the gas pedal so we can get past this phantom brake area, which is about here. I'm gonna crank it up to 30. We got someone behind us now, so they're gonna be wanting to move. All right, and we are on the road now. This is a wider lane, no white line, so it rides the middle of the lane, or what it thinks is the middle of the lane. I have noticed sometimes it'll push to yellow. Like right now, we're over by the yellow, and it's not, you know, in the middle, but it does swerve into the. It does go hang out in the middle in some spots, but only in some spots. Very strange. This guy is going. No, he's not. Okay, the car is slowing down. It senses that. It senses that he was moving a little bit. I'm pretty sure. We are clear. This turn, it always hangs the yellow and then swings out to the right side here. You see it blurped a little. I don't know why it does that through there. Reported. Give them a little snapshot, but it handles this pretty good, even with major traffic and people parked up and down the road. I haven't had too many problems on this road, except for that little phantom brake back there that it always does at the same spot. It just slows down to like 20 miles an hour for some reason. I'm not sure why. Oh, fire trucks. Oh, no, that's not a fire truck. That's a food truck. Swerve to the left there for no reason. Oh, and it brakes hard. Okay, it's still braking a little bit because it sees all these other cars coming, I'm pretty sure. It sees a lot of things happening around it, so it's getting a little anxious, I feel like. So here, yeah, we're doing pretty good. Now this first intersection, sometimes I will disengage here because this is a very scary intersection. There are a lot of accidents here to begin with. It's a blind left, it's a dead man's left, so like cars blocking your view of the cars coming at you. So it can become a little hairy to get through this area up here. The car had, so you see what it's doing here. It's for some reason going over to that side of the road. It's got a left blinker on, so it knows it's making a left. Doesn't know where. You could see that guy getting insane crazy. I am going to be stuck here waiting for the other people, and people behind me are already going nuts, so I'm going to take control. This is the problem with this left, is the people behind you are crazy. You can't block the middle of the street. People will lose their mind if you do. After this car, I should be able to go. I'm gonna do it. And I'm just gonna take over here too, because we're gonna try to drive through town, the rest of town, to get back on after the construction. Now I gotta wait for the navigation to reset, otherwise it'll try to put me in that left lane and make this left where all this traffic is getting on the highway. I'm gonna go to the next entrance to the sawmill down a ways. Hopefully 10.6 will be coming tomorrow or Monday morning, Sunday night. At least that's what Elon said, and that's what I'm thinking is going to happen schedule-wise. Now, once I get 10.6, hopefully we'll have the waypoint, so I can kind of say, go here, then go there, which will eliminate me having to disengage. Chime you heard was because of the green light. When you get a green light, you get a chime. It's a very nice feature. It should be active in all cars. It's easily done with the cameras. Okay, we rerouted, so we're back on FSD, and it is driving. I am obviously hands on the steering wheel, being careful. It is hesitating. Oh, and I am jiggling the wheel because I got nervous there. It saw that car pulling out and hesitated, and I jiggled the wheel a little too hard. See, it's very easy to take control of this car, so sometimes you just put a little too much torque on the wheel, and you end up taking it out of FSD, so you got to be a little careful of that too. It's not so much a bad thing. I mean, once you get the hang of it, you know what you're doing. And if you've been driving a Tesla for any amount of time, you'll understand it, because that's what you do in autopilot. You know, so you'll know how to do that. It won't be something new to you or that'll frighten you, but it's a little nerve-wracking for sure. Now, up here at this next right, I have had very, very bad the past couple of nights, but it's been dark out. So I want to see. This thing always wants to make a right. It always wants to hang a crazy right. And I'm not sure why. It should be wanting to go straight at this intersection. It's a light. It should be wanting to go straight. So you see it gets in the straight lane. We're good so far. It's going to want to go straight. Watch the... Oh, it is going to go straight. I think... Nope, it's hanging a right out of nowhere. It wants to hang a right. So I don't know why it does that. It's very unhard. Oh, look at this. Now it's flying at these people. They're going to love me. This guy was pulling out. I guess he's waiting. I'm going to drive. Hey, Tesla Model Y. All right, now we're going to come up to this intersection, and it is back in control. So you can see it's not perfect through here by any stretch of the means yet. Hopefully a couple more versions and it'll be pretty decent. I don't know why it wants to hang that right there. Every time Matter of fact, let's do that. Light is green, no chime. Maybe because I'm in FSD beta. And now we will be getting on the highway. So this is the junction here to Sawmill River Parkway. I may have to take over to get this right. They've been working on construction in the right lane, and I'm not sure that I trust it to make the right yet. Plus, you have another road across the street of people coming at you that want to hang the left onto that lane. And without two lanes, it can get a little crazy. So I haven't let it make this right yet. I've always disengaged. We will give it a shot today, because it should be a lot less busy today. Oh, see, now it thinks it wants to go around this guy for some reason. I don't know why it thinks that. It wants to make the right. It knows we're making the right, but it's like, why are you going so slow? Alright, so here we go. Let's see what happens. Now, I'm going to be very, very careful, because this cones are going to be the problem. She did it. I have my foot on the accelerator. It was very wonky. You could see the random wildness in the steering wheel. It went crazy a little bit. Well, we are on Sawmill Parkway. Now, this area of the Sawmill Parkway, it is a parkway, stays in beta. And it stays in beta. You see the car yelling at me there because I didn't give it any push. When it sees cones, it's a very, it wants to know you're there and wants to know you're paying attention. When it sees any sort of construction, it definitely gets a little more antsy and gives you that grab the wheel thing. Of course, my hands were on the wheel, but I just have to give it a little bit of torque. Now, this area is on FSD beta, and it's a very funny story about this area, because this area has always switched from Navigate on Autopilot back to Basic Autopilot since 2019, which amazes me, because in this area, when it switched back, it always did it Navigate on Autopilot to Basic Autopilot, and then I never could understand why. And you can see it's hesitating here a bit. I don't know why. It's jumping around a little bit there. So we'll send them that report, and we are out of construction. So we're going to put on a right blinker. I just hit the right blinker, and it will move to the right lane, and we're going to up the speed because we're out of construction, and we're going to move. So, yeah, it always would go to autopilot, and I can never understand why. And now I realize they were planning ahead for this FSD, or for the FSD, because this has areas where you can make a right turn. It has an exit, but it also has stoplights in areas where you can make a right turn. And they were planning for the car to be able to make those rights. And it's been doing that since 2019, which again amazes me that they had that much forward thought on these programs and these the areas that were mapped out. So we are on the highway. We are moving 64 miles an hour, and we are in FSD beta on the highway, which is a cool little scenario. You're going to see at the next stoplight. Once I pass the next stoplight, that's when it changes back to normal autopilot, not FSD. And that is it lets this area, I think, lets you see a glimpse of FSD beta handling the highway perfectly fine. Now, I know there's talk of version 11 and merging stacks and whatnot. It's coming, and I think it probably is closer than we think. I mean, you see it handling this is a parkway, so it's a little, more windy than a highway situation. You can see it's braking a little here, but that's for this turn, and then it gets back on the gas. They still haven't really optimized turns yet, and I say that whereas they're braking mid-turn rather than apexing in and apexing out. I don't know if that will ever be a thing. I'm sure it will over refinement over time, but it goes into the corner, it brakes in the corner, which is not the way you're supposed to do it. I'm sure that will be a finer point, I'm sure that they're just trying to get it to the point where they're ready to go with the software, and then they will start probably working on, you know, driving aspects and things like that. But we are on beta, and we are perfectly good. I mean, I am ready for a full stack, that is for sure. It will be a cool thing, and I mean, the limitations of full stack, you know, being able to summon your car, literally, I mean, you know, barring regulation anywhere, you know, you could literally summon it to down the road, you know. It will be really cool when it comes to the FSD betas part of summon and all that. Like, you could just set a target. Like right now in the app, you could set a target. Maybe you could set a target to the service center, and it'll drive itself to the service center for the day. You know, things like that. Like maybe robo-taxis won't be happening, but if it's allowed to go out on its own, you could do it on its own. So now you can see we're in, we've now switched over to FSD to navigate on autopilot, the old stack. This is the older version of the software. So we go back over to the less cool looking visuals. The, you know, I mean, it's basic. It doesn't show everything, but it shows enough to know, you know, what you're going around on the highway. I mean, you know, it's good enough. And the only thing that with autopilot is it's not as responsive to the turns, so it doesn't brake in the turns, which is probably good, where FSD beta does, like you saw back there. This won't brake as much in the turns, which is good for most on a highway. You really don't want to be braking for silly turns. But on this parkway, there are two areas that I go through that are sketchy at 70 miles an hour. You kind of just barely cross over the line a little bit, and you don't want that. The people next to you will lose their mind. So, I mean, it's, for me, I know I've been driving this road for 3 years now, two and a half years in this car, so I kind of know where they are, and I know what to do. Here you can see it's doing its own lane changes. I'm not initiating those lane changes. It is seeing the car in front of me, know I'm going faster, and it is picking to choose lanes. It is asking for a confirmation. When you see the blinking blue, it is saying, please let me know that I can make a lane change, and it will make the lane change. You know what, I say that, and look at that. See, I doubt Tesla for 3 seconds, and the car slows down into the turn. Picked up a little fast, and again, it's not over the line, it is on the line. Let's try the next one. Now, again, I just scroll the wheel down, but let's see what happens. I got nobody around me, so let's let it barrel through at 70 and see if it crosses the line. You could see here on those visuals, this turn is one that if I don't scroll down to 58, it kind of goes over to white. Oh, look at that. Maybe they're doing something in the background, because that is cool. It has never done that on autopilot. It has never done that on autopilot. Oh, I got a car in front of me. Yeah, you're screwing up the test. You're screwing up the test, Jersey plater. The Jersey plates. It's always the Jersey plates. But, yeah, I don't know if it was slowing down on its own or if it was slowing down because of that car. It is definitely slowing down, though. For sure, it did it in that first turn when nobody was in front of us. So that's pretty cool. Maybe that is a hint of the merging stack in the background that we're not seeing. You know, because usually it doesn't do that. I'm just going to slow down out of precaution here, because you can see what's happening here is this guy doesn't know how to use an entrance ramp, and meanwhile he's doing 2 miles an hour, and everybody else is going to lose their minds. And I am going to get past him, and I initiated the lane change by putting a blinker on there, because you should not ride in the left lane. Driving tip for all of you people out there. Stay in the right lane unless you're passing other cars. It's proper etiquette. Now you can see the car wants to move to the left again. Why? Because it sees those people in front of us, and it sees that we're moving faster and they're moving slower, and it's going to want to pass them, which is pretty cool that it knows that and it sees that. You can see it. I did scroll up, so it's not at 65, I probably could have waited to get a little closer. And we've got a brand new, I'm going to scroll down here, we got a brand new Tesla with dealer plates. Hey, brand new. We love brand new Teslas. Yes, we do. And she is hugging the wheel like crazy. Put that FSD on, baby. Yeah, I know. I remember my first day coming down here too. I put the FSD on, I believe. Oh no, I didn't, because you can't. It's got to calibrate the cameras. It takes like 50 miles. But she is grandmaing it down the highway. Now, here's the other turn where we cross lanes. So let's see what happens. I'm going real fast. I usually scroll down to 65. I want to see if it slows down here. It is, but it could be these other cars. I'll tell you, I think it's slowing down, but it could have been that car. It could have been that car. This guy passed me. And we'll go over here, and we are good to go. Yeah, it is a bright, bright future for FSD. I tell you that. I really, my socks have been knocked off multiple times. I can't say enough about it. I can't say enough about it. It is mind-blowing. It doesn't do everything right. You saw it. Doesn't do everything right. But it definitely does enough right that, you know, with a year, I'm going to say, you know, if he keeps doing these updates every 2 weeks, we can only be 3-4 months out from a really solid software. I mean, you see a couple regressions when they update, and you see a couple better things when they update. I'm hoping that all comes together and creates what the product we want, which is the FSD, you know, take a nap in your car type FSD, because that's really what I want. I want to take a nap. I want to wake up and I want to get in my car and go back to sleep, and then wake up and work again, if possible. I don't know if we'll ever be able to trust it that much, and it could be a pipe dream, but I don't know. I mean, I don't doubt Tesla. Everything they've done so far with this car, with the updates, I mean, it's been absolutely amazing, and it's been really one of the most amazing things I've ever dealt with. When it comes to the updates, the car, on top of that, the gas. Like, you know, when I first started investigating it, you know, they said, oh, you're going to save money from gas. You know, your gas savings are potential $4,500. You know, they base it on like probably a 30 mile, maybe a 40 mile per gallon car. I had a 20 mile per gallon car. So my savings is literally about $10 a day right now at $3.50. During the pandemic, you know, it was a little less. But right now I'm saving $10 a day in my commute. So figure that out. 30 days is $300. You know, 300 times 12. You know, you can figure that out. 3, 6, 9 times 4 is $2,700 a year. 2,700 times 5 years, the payments of the car, I guess, if you wanted to go by that, or if I could make the car last 10 years, let's just say that's $27,000 in savings over gas. $27,000. Think about that, people. And if you live in a nice area like California, Texas, Florida, where you could put solar on your roof and fuel your car for free, and even in some of the non-warmer climates, which I think you're going to start seeing happening, is that there's going to be places to charge for free that have solar and have excess energy to get rid of. You're going to start seeing things. And I'm talking $27,000. That's over a 10-year period. The car costs $35,000 with the tax incentive and everything else. I believe there is a DeLorean in front of us. That is mad cool. I am going to speed up to see said DeLorean, because I'm pretty sure it's a DeLorean. It is most definitely a DeLorean. It is Back to the Future DeLorean in front of us. That is awesome. What does it say here? Magicin? It says Magicin on it. On the plate. I don't know what that means. But that is the coolest shit ever. Look at that. This is a fucking DeLorean. It's a little beat up. I fucking love it. That is awesome. There's a DeLorean on the highway. That is great. Oh, that was awesome. The guy gave me the thumbs up. 88 miles per hour. I love the DeLorean. That is awesome. I don't think I've ever. I've seen one DeLorean when it was at Universal Studios, when they had the Back to the Future replica out there. But that is so cool. That is so cool. I got to save a clip here. And you can see this is autopilot, man. You just scroll wheels. Autopilot's been around since I bought the car. Nav on autopilot. This is what this is what it does. I mean, right now, and you're still supposed to be attentive, and I am looking around and being attentive, but this is perfect. This is not flaw. This doesn't screw up ever. I don't have any problems with nav on autopilot. It is definitely been refined to the point where there are no problems. It doesn't look stainless. Why does the stainless looks like rubbed off? It doesn't look stainless unless he's doing plastic on it. It almost looks plastic. Yeah. That is stainless. It needs to be polished or buffed or something. This is so cool. Alright, we are out of here. Bye, Mr. DeLorean. Oh, that is a good clip right there. We got it. I've never seen a DeLorean going down 684. I wonder if he just bought it. I don't know. It's going kind of slow in it. As I say that there's no fuck-ups, it does a little hiccup. But it was very slight. You wouldn't even notice it. But yeah, this is nav on autopilot. You can't go wrong with nav on autopilot. I am very comfortable with nav on autopilot. It doesn't do anything strange. It doesn't give me problems. I keep a little hand on the wheel. I don't know if you can see that, but I rest it on the side here. And it just drives, man. It just drives. And it'll do this all day. That's beautiful. It makes a beautiful commute. And again, I keep telling everybody, and I don't know if all Tesla drivers or owners are going through what I went through, but I went through a real period of change when I bought this car. And everybody's like, "Oh, how come how come you're so crazy about that?" It really kind of fundamentally changed me in the fact that driving down this highway, and in the past, I would probably be on the gas, doing 80, 90 miles an hour, weaving in and out to get around people, trying to get to my destination, which is typical of this 684 highway with the people, see it wants to switch lane, I'm going to tell it not to. So I just hit the blinker there, just to tell it, no, I'm not going to switch lanes. It was moving over because that guy was getting off the exit. Now you see people coming on here, and there's a good amount of people, so I'm going to put the blinker on and switch lanes anyway, because I want to get out of the way of these people. But it really changed me. It's got me, I do 70, I just stay to the right, and the car does the driving. The car's doing the work. I'm not doing the work. I really don't have to think about anything besides just keeping an eye on the road. And even when traffic does stop, which it probably will in a couple seconds here, because this exit ramp, it is Saturday though, so might not be too bad. This Saturday, this traffic isn't so bad on Saturday, but even if traffic does stop, because usually this is a high traffic area right here, the car handles it. I really have not seen a situation yet where the car, maybe in the first couple years I had it, maybe in the first year I had it, maybe autopilot was a little rough on, slamming the brakes. But they've really smoothed it out, and it's been really nice lately. I haven't had too many, like, you know, that guy's slowing down and we full barrel up and then slam the brakes, you know, or slow down real heavy. It does happen once in a while, but it's been really smooth lately. So I think that whatever they're changing and working on in the background, which obviously is happening, they're making the right adjustments to make it a more comfortable ride for people, you know, rather than, you know, having to worry that traffic might. Now, I've not encountered one of them sudden stops where, like, you know, you're not, I mean, in my old car, I'm not paying attention, somebody stops, the traffic backs up, I'm trying to swerve around people. I haven't come across one of those, but again, that may be because fundamentally the car has changed me. And as you can see, I have my set distance as 4 seconds behind the car in front of me. So at my 70 speed, 4 seconds, you know, depending on your speed, where 4 seconds is. But I keep a good distance in between the car in front of me because I don't really care. I don't care because I'm in the Tesla and I'm relaxed and it's doing the driving. Maybe that's why I don't care. I don't care because, you know, whatever. I don't know what it is, but I don't care. Now, this lady in this big ass box truck, I think it's a lady, looks like a lady, is flying. And I hope she's getting off 84 here, because otherwise she's gonna, okay, well, she's not cutting over now. I don't know if you can hear the popping, but I think I still have the old breathers. So I'm on the 2019 Model 3 SR Plus, which I believe has the old breathers, and the breathers are, the pack warms up, the gas builds up in it because, you know, heat and condensation and whatnot, and it pops open a breather valve so that it can drain and let the heat and gases out. So it just pops every once in a while in colder weathers when I'm driving, and it does it at the same area every time. And I think that might be an altitude thing, cold weather with the altitude. I think that is what might do that. It just always does it at that same turn.